The second aspect is, I already started talking about that, is the experiential model of how to approach care. So there's several ideas around that, and I will also expand on that later. One is you want to see the whole person and be aware of the tendency. You know, when we see someone that's sitting in a wheelchair that has lost the ability to speak or sometimes move, it's a natural response in us to assume that that person no longer is able to think or feel, or you know, that the person is gone. That's a jump that it's very easy to make. So what that approach does, it really, again, using mindfulness, it invites you to constantly become aware of your own, what's happening inside of you, you know, and be aware of this tendency and readjust. So I know in my work, oftentimes I'll become aware, like, okay, no, there's a whole person here. I know it doesn't look like it, but there's a whole person here. And just to remind myself of that. The other thing is, we talk about 5 universal emotional needs that we all have, but for people with dementia, it's even more critical. And because they sometimes can no longer be advocates for themselves, they can no longer verbalize, we need to be make the extra step of constantly enabling and making sure that we help them get these needs met. And so I'll go down the list quickly and then we'll revisit. But the first one is wanting to be useful and feeling that you can still contribute in however small way that may be. We don't want to just be, you know, recipient and no longer have any purpose in life. I mean, imagine you each have a role. You're a caregiver, you know, that's how we think of it. That's a role. You know, you may be a mother, you may be a spouse, you may have a job. I mean, all these things, volunteer. This is what gives meaning to our life. Imagine all of a sudden all this is taken away. And you can no longer, you know, you're no longer useful. So that's why it's so important to try to honor that as much as possible. The second one is the ability to make decisions, however small they might be. So it could be in the morning just being able to pick between a red and a blue sweater. You know? And every moment try to always empower that decision. You know, and it's tricky because people have a limited ability to make decisions as they go down the path of dementia. So you need to present it in a way that they can do it. You know, so it's got to be simple. It's got to be in the moment. Then the third emotional need is the boosting the person's self-esteem, and it's all connected. All these things are connected. So finding a way to make them, you know, feel good about themselves. It could be reminiscing about their past life, you know, their accomplishment. It could be complimenting them on how they look. You know, you dress really nice today, you know, or you make me feel good just being next to you, like really. So, you know, that's the third thing. The fourth thing is the ability to care for someone, not just being cared for. So that person also feels, it goes with that care partnering idea, is that they not only be cared for, but they can care for you in a small way. Maybe saying, you know, oh, aren't you cold? Maybe you need a sweater, and say, oh, thank you so much, you know, for taking care of me. And then the fifth need that's really important is the need to love and be loved. That's one we're usually very aware of, but it needs to be reasserted here. You know, so that you know, reassuring the person that you love them, because they will forget, so you constantly need to reassure them. You know, when I call my mom every time, I say, Mom, I really love you. And this is something I was not used to doing because I'm not very demonstrative. But with her, I've decided, what the heck, I'm just going to tell her as often as needs, you know. And then she tells me, and to receive that also, receive that And then another element of this experiential model is to view every single expression of discomfort or distress, or what we call sometimes problems, like agitation, angry outbursts, or when people wall in and stop talking, is to see that as a sign of unmet need. So it should trigger in you, okay, what is it that's not right? What is it that that person needs? And then there's a whole list of things you can go through, in terms of the environment. Maybe they're in pain, maybe they need assistance in the bathroom, maybe it's too hot, maybe they're hungry, maybe they're thirsty, maybe there's too much noise, maybe I'm too close to them, a number of things. Maybe I said something, or maybe I'm too anxious right now, and that's so that's in a nutshell, that's the first two pillars.